Welcome to the Trust Radio Network. Join your host, attorney Stephen A. Leahy, every Saturday night at 10, right here on AM 560, as he engages in conversation with some of the most trusted professionals in all of Chicagoland. Enjoy interviews with local professionals dedicated to providing the very best products and services. Learn who they are, what they do, and most importantly, why they do it. Take a step inside the minds of some of Chicagoland's most successful business leaders and learn all there is to know every Saturday night at 10 on the Trust Radio Network. Now, here's your host, attorney Stephen A. Leahy.
Tonight on the Trust Radio Network, we have Jim Economos with the Best Dental Group. We have the show sponsored by attorney Stephen Leahy and Opum Tax Resolution 312-664-6649, or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. And I'm Jim Leahy. Let's start thinking about tomorrow today. And this is the Trust Radio Network.
Now, remember, the show is sponsored by Opum Tax Resolutions.
That's what the man said. That's what he said.
We're here at Opum helps people solve IRS problems. We help people with levies and liens, garnishments, unfiled tax returns,
and audits,
collections. We also help people with mortgage foreclosures, loan modifications, bankruptcy, and other debt-related issues. So if you have any of these issues, or if you know someone who does, you should give those.
Yeah, we all do.
You should give those folks a call at 312-664-6649. Again, that number is 312-664-6649. You can visit them on the web at ChicagoTaxTeam.com or on WatchTalkRadio.com, because that's where the show is shown. You can go to Watch Talk Radio. You can see the show at any time. It's there. It's there live on Fridays, and it's there recorded whenever you want. So don't forget that. Now, as Jim said, we are here with I'm here with Deborah Schreiner, Jim Leahy, and our very special guest from Best Dental Group, Jim Economos. How you doing, Jim?
Good. Thank you for having me on.
Let's let the audience applaud. They always want to welcome our new guest.
It's going to be like that Fox News show. I'll think of it. Just continue. Who ran for president? He did like a talk show, like an evening talk show. It was terrible.
Who ran for president?
Come on, it was. I'll think of it. Listen, I'll think of it.
Ran for president and had a talk show. Don't remember that.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Okay.
So again, as you know, the Trust Radio Network, our goal is to introduce you to trusted professionals, people that when you have an important decision to make, that's who you can call and trust them. It's an important. We have people from all legal. We have lawyers. We've had building people. We had Tom Sedeka from Precision Payroll. We had David Hochberg from Team Hochberg Mortgage Brokers. We have Roy Spencer from Permaseal. And today we have Jim Economos from Best Dental Group.
Thank you very much.
Again, thanks so much for coming. Now, what I like to do for the first segment of the show is introduce you, Jim. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what brought you to where you are today.
Okay. Well, when I was growing up, we grew up in Oak Park, and during that time, it was the old tune in, turn on, and drop out thing, so I was part of that culture. I dropped out of high school for a while, and my friends would come over, and we'd do doobies and talk garbage and, nothing, listen to music and nothing would get done. And I guess I was lucky because my dad had a buddy that had a Jaguar at that time, and back then the fancy sports car was about $10,000. The family sedan was $4,000. And I was working at Shakey's Pizza making $2 an hour, and I'm thinking to myself, how can I ever get a car like my dad's friend has if I'm making $2 an hour? So I realized the only person I was hurting by not being in school was me. So I finished up high school in 4.5 years, and then during that time, I met some guys who were in dental school. And I kind of like the idea because I also realized for me, working for like a corporate office, especially in today's PC world, I wouldn't last a minute. And so I'm independent where I'm at. And being a dentist was kind of nice because it was a good profession. I like doing a lot of work with my hands. I've been working for myself since I've been 17, doing a lot of different things. And I just realized, you got to do something for yourself. And so during this time when I was deciding to go to dental school, my friends that were finishing dental school at the time said, when you go away to college, you have to have good grades and you have to do well on your dental admission test because there's a lot of competition. And back then, HIV was simply 3 words in the alphabet. It wasn't around. As a matter of fact, when I was in dental school and first out of school, that was the most dangerous time to be a practitioner because nobody knew what HIV was. The AIDS virus hadn't been discovered yet. So it was the old days of the wet-fingered dentistry and things. And
Oh, you got something in there. Here, let me
yeah, I mean that was it. And also we would just kind of disinfect instruments. We didn't sterilize like we do today and things. And so that changed a lot. So there was a lot of competition. And after that, there was kind of a wane in popularity for medical and dental professional application because people kind of became afraid of it until it was understood and was more controlled. And now again, there's more competition for dental and medical.
That's I love that story because you know why I love that story? Because I have a similar story in that I went to law school very later, and it was that you realize, hey, if you want to do something, you have to take control of your own life,
right,
and make it happen. It doesn't happen by itself. I always tell people, figure out where you want to be, and then figure out how you're going to get there. And you're not going to get there smoking doobies every day,
exactly,
and drinking heavy every day.
Right. It's not going to get you there.
It's not going to get you there. So,
yeah.
So if you want to improve your life, that's up to you. And so take the, they always talk about the bootstraps, and I'm a firm believer in that. You have to do it yourself. It's nice to have some help if you can get it, but everybody said because it's like our former president used to say, well, someone got you there. Someone helped you. You didn't get there by yourself. That's true. We all have had some help. But there are people. But I
the
like to
government
think
can't do it for you.
But even those help. Right. But yes, we all had some help to get where we are today. But I'm of the opinion that even if that one person that did help me didn't help me, I'd still be where I am today. It might have taken longer, might have been harder. But I would still be where I am today because nothing. If when you decide to do something, don't let anything stand in your way and make it happen. That's
right. As a matter of fact, there was a clip where Donald Trump, the liberals were trying to come out and make light of it, where Donald Trump said, if you're in front of a wall, you got to go over it, through it. If it's a concrete wall, you got to get to the other side and basically achieve something for yourself. Mm-hmm. But then the liberals are saying, well, see, Trump's arguing for the wall, but under different circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Well, those who are industrious enough to make it over, we should make it harder so those that are industrious enough to make it over have some value. In my opinion, I don't know if you ever there's a viral video out there about the guy talks about immigration using gumballs. Have you ever seen this video?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay, where he talks about the numbers of people who come across and what happens when those that are industrious enough to make it to. You're taking it from their society. Those that might foster change in Honduras, for instance, or wherever a lot of this caravan's coming from. These people, if they stayed in their own country, maybe would foster change there. But by allowing them not to be there, then you're kind of damaging those that stay. There's that argument there, and
I hear the argument too, and it's tough because again the cartels down there have really just ravaged. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong too. I mean, down in Honduras, they're pretty ravaged with the coca. With the is that where a lot of the coca comes from? Is that Honduras or is that Ecuador or?
Well, Colombia? A lot of it comes up through Central America through Mexico. Mm-hmm. That's one of the arguments for the wall because. A lot of these drugs come through the border.
Well, yeah, that's.
So I think probably a lot of it comes through C2 into Mexico by ships and things.
Yeah.
I mean, Honduras, it's a small country, but it does. I always have this little joke. I think we should make Honduras the 51st country of the United States because you have the coastline on the Pacific, on the Atlantic, and if you made this state, there's a lot of loyal people that love America. When you go to a lot of these stores, they have the American flag in there. I have a daughter who's almost 8 in Honduras, and she had a little graduation ceremony about a month ago. And on the stage, and I'll show you the picture, there's a Honduran flag on one side, the American flag on the other.
Is that right?
That's a little church in this little Catholic church in San Pedro. Yep.
That's amazing.
There's a lot of loyalty there. And you create a lot of loyal folks if something like that could happen. But the problem is with Honduras, it's kind of like Chicago. They always want to raise taxes. They have a 15%, sales tax when you buy food in a restaurant and stuff. In all the stores, it's 15%. If you want to buy liquor, if you order a beer in a restaurant, it's 18% on top of the.
Wow.
And they keep raising the price of fuels. Fuel, gasoline, all their energy is diesel, made with diesel power plants and stuff, and they keep raising the rates of electricity.
Well, how long have you been out there in your practice is in Bartlett, isn't it?
Yeah, I opened up showing my age here. Yeah, I graduated this year. It'd be 40 years since I finished
Is that
dental
right?
school, 79. And I opened my office in 80, late 80.
Well, we're going to go a little bit into that. Jim, let's get a phone number from you if we could.
630-830-4930.
And that's Jim Economos with Best Dental, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, this show is sponsored by Opum Tax Resolutions, 312-664-6649. And visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Trust Radio Network. We want to thank Jim Economos for coming on, being our guest today. Stay tuned because we have a great show lined up for you today. We're going to start talking to him about what's going on in the office, what's happening around in the dental field, and why are people getting out of the state of Illinois. We'll talk all about that coming up after the commercial break. But again, Opum Tax Resolution, 312-664-6649, or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. Can't afford not to call them. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, listen to our sponsor. Come right back on AM 560. The Answer.